But interestingly, at that time also, I'd been contacted by the priest who was the priest coordinator for the pro-life committee in St. Louis. I said, I feel passionate about the pro-life movement, but I haven't even been the priest moderator for our parish pro-life committee. I didn't feel very well equipped. And he acknowledged that. He said, but I need 3 names on this list. You're probably not going to be chosen anyway. Um, so I was assigned to this North City, inner city parish. But after that assignment, the Archbishop called me and he said, I know Father Boisvin has talked to you about the possibility of this pro-life ministry. I said, yes. And he said, well, I want you to do that in addition to serving at this parish. And I feel in retrospect, I was very fortunate to have those assignments together. I would be at that parish for 4 years. And during that time, I would also be splitting time with my work as a pro-life coordinator for the diocese. And there I was brought into contact with some amazing people who were so devoted to trying to protect women from the tragedy of abortion and also save the lives of unborn children. And part of what motivated me, having grown up in a single parent family, I felt a strong desire to help those that might be in a difficult pregnancy, who might wind up being single mothers. And how can we surround them with a community of love that would help them to choose life? And so I began that ministry. I was for 4 years at this parish. Then I was appointed a pastor, the only pastorate that I had in St. Louis, which was at Ascension Parish in Normandy. It's near where the airport is located in St. Louis. And it was a parish, again, that was predominantly African-American population at that time. There was still kind of a core group of white parishioners, Caucasians that had remained, but it was one of those places that had been redlined, and there had been a tremendous exodus of a lot of people. So I continued to be able to work in the African-American community, continued to do the work and the pro-life ministry. And again, sometimes those worlds of the church's efforts at justice and healing racial divides, and that of the pro-life committee tried to address this great human rights issue of our time. Those two communities oftentimes didn't talk. And I think part of that was the politics of it tended to divide. So it was really a privilege to be working, have a foot in both of those communities. And to me, it became obvious that, it was the same ethic that drove us in both of those communities. The sanctity of human life, the dignity of the human person, and that we believe in the dignity of the human person and sanctity of life because we believe that every human being is made in the divine image, and that every human being is of such worth that Jesus Christ gave his life on Calvary. But again, it was a very blessed time for me. Pro-life work, again, it became such an important part of my life. I was able to bring Project Rachel. We were, I think, the second or third diocese to bring Project Rachel, which is a post-abortion ministry, to the Archdiocese of St. Louis. We started what was called the Lifeline Coalition, which was a network of crisis pregnancy centers, pregnancy resource centers, as well as Catholic hospitals, as well as residential homes for mothers in a crisis pregnancy. So I was surrounded with some amazing people who taught me so much about putting the gospel into practice and proclaiming the gospel of life, as John Paul II would term it.